Hello guys, welcome to GMAT Point. In today's video, we'll be discussing about the changes in the GMAT syllabus over the past few years, and also we'll see if the GMAT has gotten tougher or easier and how have the test sections changed and a few other important such changes. We know that the GMAT or the Graduate Management Admission Test is a widely taken MBA entrance exams globally, and it's one of the most widely taken MBA entrance exams, and it's organized by the Graduate Management Admission Council. So GMAT is a test that's known to assess the analytical and critical thinking abilities of a candidate, and it's a computer adaptive test. So every year over 2 lakhs, 2 plus lakh candidates take the GMAT. A high GMAT score will allow the candidates to apply to the top MBA colleges in the world and also some of the top MBA colleges in India. So if you decided to pursue an MBA, you must definitely consider taking the GMAT. And now there have been a lot of changes in the last 5 years especially. So one doubt some candidates have is that what exactly has changed in the GMAT syllabus? Has anything changed? Has it become easy or tough, and all such things? So we'll be looking at that. We'll be addressing some commonly asked questions regarding the GMAT and its syllabus over the past few years. Also, if you're someone who's planning to start your prep seriously, you can kickstart your preparation with GMAT Point. At GMAT Point, we offer a lot of free resources which you can utilize. Firstly, we offer 5 free topic tests each on the quant and verbal. We are also providing a lot of free GMAT daily tests. So we offer free tests daily, that is for all the 5 days during the week, and you can take these tests for free on our website gmatpoint.com. So these are some excellent tests, and these are curated to match the difficulty level of the actual GMAT. Especially when it comes to the quant daily tests that we are providing, these questions are a good mix of problem solving and data sufficiency questions, with more focus on the data sufficiency questions because these are relatively new and many aspirants find these little difficult when compared to the problem solving questions. So these tests cover a wide range of concepts and also in a topic wise manner, and most importantly they have solutions with detailed explanations. So these tests are highly recommended, and you can take this on our website. And additionally, when it comes to preparing for exams like GMAT, peer group is extremely important. So having a peer group is one of the most important things. You can join our Telegram group for GMAT aspirants, wherein you can post and discuss your queries with your peers and also with exam experts. So you can discuss your exam strategy, the colleges to apply and all such things. And apart from that, if you have any other queries, please do reach out to us at support@gmatpoint.com. You can also WhatsApp or call us on this number 630-323-9042. Alright, now coming to the changes in the GMAT over the years. So if you're someone who has taken the GMAT a few years ago but never used your score and you wanted to retake it now, or if you're someone who planned to take the GMAT exam last year but you couldn't prepare for it and now you're most serious about your preparation, you would be wondering if you have all the necessary knowledge regarding the syllabus, that whether the syllabus has remained the same or whether GMAT has thrown in a new twist somewhere. Is there a change to the syllabus that will catch you off guard? So to address all these concerns, we'll see the major changes that have happened over the past few years. So firstly, let us address this question. Has the GMAT exam gotten tougher or has it gotten easier over the years? So to address this question, a casual examination of the GMAT percentiles may tell us something. So the quant and the verbal percentiles for the same raw scores have varied in the recent years, with the quant percentile decreasing for the same raw score and the verbal percentile increasing modestly, not much although. And because of this, you might think that the quant has become slightly easier and the verbal might have become more difficult. But if we look at the actual reason why this has happened, that is the decreasing percentiles for the quant and increasing percentiles in the verbal, we will discover that the actual skill that's required to achieve a specific raw score hasn't changed. So this hasn't changed much. So the difficulty level is just as tough as it used to be earlier. So it's just as tough to get a 15 quant or verbal like it was a few years ago. But what is changing is the demography of the test takers. So the test takers have increased. So the test takers have increased over the past few years, especially from the Asian countries. there have been more test takers, and many of those people have highly developed these arithmetic skills. So that is basically the quant skills, and this has led to skewing the quant percentiles. So that is nothing but the top levels of the quant scores are becoming more crowded, and many such people have had either had English as a second language or a third language, and as a result their English skills may fall short relative to the quant scores, and that has led to higher verbal percentiles, slightly higher percentiles. Again, this has not increased drastically, this has increased only a little bit, and hence if someone has analyzed this trend over the past years, they might think that the verbal difficulty has increased a little bit and quant has become easier. But no, the difficulty has not changed. So the difficulty of the GMAT has remained the same. But again, please don't worry about such things, don't worry about the difficulty of the exam. If you perform well, you can definitely get the score that you're aiming for. So don't worry about all these things. These are just to address your queries. These are just to address the concerns of students who have been wondering if the GMAT has gotten easier or tougher. So this is actually, if it's difficult or tough, actually depends on your level of your preparation. If you have prepared very well, then you don't have to really worry about such things. Alright, now the next question is, have the test sections changed? The GMAT has added the integrated reasoning section from something around 2012, and this has replaced the previous analysis of an issue essay. So the analytical writing assessment and the integrated reasoning section are the two sections in the GMAT apart from the quant and the verbal section. So these are the two additional sections, and they used to come at the start, and now the candidates also have a choice of attempting the section of their own. Like, so for example, if a candidate wants to attempt these sections first and these later, they can do so. So basically, the integrated section, it assesses your ability to interpret and analyze complicated data. Now, what effect does this integrated reasoning section have on the scaled score? None. So it does not affect your final GMAT score. This is a separate section and it's scaled between 1 to 8. That is, your score ranges between 1 to 8, and so the integrated reasoning section is measured independently. So out of your overall GMAT score of 800, the total GMAT score of 800, this includes only quant and verbal, and it does not include your integrated and the AWA section. So while you will need to do well on this section, don't get too caught up on how many questions you find easy or how many you find tough. But make sure you do prepare well in this section. And so this was the only change in the syllabus, or the addition to the exam format, we can say. But the IR section has been there since 2012, so it's not a very recent addition to the syllabus. And apart from this, there has been no change in the syllabus of the two major sections of the GMAT, that is the quant and the verbal sections. So the syllabus has remained the same, and it does not really keep changing much every year. Also, if you want more information on the current GMAT syllabus, its exam format, how to prepare well and all such things, we have made a video on the same. It's a very good video, so please do watch that in case you're looking for the GMAT syllabus, the format and how to prepare and all such things. We are providing the link to that video in the description box below so that you can check it out. Alright, now finally let us look at the changes that have happened to the retake or the cancellation policy of the GMAT exam. The policy for the exam retakes have been modified. In the past, during 2015 or before 2015, you had the option to retake the GMAT exam after 31 days. But from July 2015, you will be able to retake the GMAT exam only after 16 days. So you can retake the exam after every 16 calendar days rather than the previous 31 days. Now, what impact does this have on your GMAT score? This can be advantageous, this can be beneficial to you, because you might want to retake the exam quickly while you're in the top level of your preparation. So this could be beneficial. And also the score cancellation policy has also changed. So the score cancellation policy has also changed over the years. Earlier, if you have elected to cancel your score or retake the test later, the score report provided to universities would also include your cancelled score. Now there will be no record, So now there will be no such record of previously cancelled scores on the score report, and also the college to which you are reporting the scores will be unaware of your previous attempts. So the colleges will be unaware of your previous attempts, and students who are dissatisfied with your test scores are likely to retake it more than once. And they can be certain that their earlier lower scores will not influence their college admissions. So this could also result in a higher average scores over time. And finally, coming to some changes in the official GMAT study material, there have been more resources added to the official website of the GMAT exam, that is mba.com. So more official content is available now, and now when you register for the GMAT, you will be given some official content of the questions that have actually appeared in the GMAT, and also you will be given 2 GMAT mock tests. So these are very high quality mock tests that are provided when you register for your GMAT, and also the questions, the content of the questions that you also get additionally have also increased. And also not just these, as mentioned earlier, if you're looking to kickstart your GMAT preparation and if you're looking for some good and free content, you can definitely visit our website gmatpoint.com. So we have also provided the link to the free daily tests we are providing, and also the tests on the topic tests on quant and verbal, which we are providing in the description box below. So please do check them out, and you would find them extremely helpful during your preparation. So we hope that this video has helped you understand the latest GMAT trends and developments that have happened in the past few years, over the past few years. If you have any other doubts regarding the preparation, please do put them in the comment section below. We'll try to address them as soon as possible. Also, please do subscribe to our channel so that we can come up with more such useful videos regarding the GMAT preparation. Thank you so much.